Hi, this is Frank for Walking for Health and Fitness, and this is show number 7 of my weekly walking tips and inspiration. My goal is to do 52 straight weeks, 7 down, 45 to go. In today's show, we have inspirational quote number 1. We'll start it off with by Jack Welsh. He's a legendary CEO of General Electric. We'll have walking tips number 1, and that is the power of push-ups. We'll have our sponsor spot. Recipes by Stacey, that's coming up. Today's background image, I talk about a vacation spot I went to, and the image is just beautiful. Walking tip number 2, safety on the road, very important. Part 2 of my STEPS series, and today I'll define the letter T in that acronym, STEPS. We'll talk about virtual walks, doing those during the pandemic, but at any time you can do them. And I'll talk about what I did for 16 years. Inspirational quote number 2, and this is a very special quote. I was on an online meeting with author Hal Elrod. He is of the Miracle Morning books, okay, and his new book out, the Miracle Equation. He was talking about that. I had asked him a question about motivation, and he answered me directly online, which was great. So he answered with a quote. So motivational quote number 2 is going to be Hal Elrod saying the quote. So pretty cool. Stick around for show number 7. So before we begin, bookmark the show's playlist. This way you'll have all the shows right in order. You can check them out and go to the exact show that you want. Link is in the description. I'll be saying that all show. Also, if you like what you see, click the like button and please consider subscribing to the Walking for Health and Fitness channel. Click the bell for notification of all of our content. Now, YouTube bases their algorithms on likes, shares, notifications, so you'd be helping the show reach more people if you just hit that subscribe button. Also, say hello in the comments section. And in this week's show, in the comments section, I will put a link to the show notes right in the comments there. I'll pin it to the top. You can download the show notes. Inspirational quote number 1. Right over here, and that's control your own destiny or someone else will, and that's by Jack Welsh. Walking tip number 1, the power of push-ups. Now in my second book, Fitness, Walking, and Bodyweight Exercises, I give you reasons why doing bodyweight exercises while walking is all you need to do to get into great shape. The book focuses on what I call the core 4 exercises and how you can do a full body workout every time you walk. Now, push-ups are my go-to body weight exercise. 1, they increase functional strength. 2, they boost your cardiovascular system. 3, they promote whole body definition. Number 4, they build muscle. Now, we lose muscle as we age. This in turn changes the way our body uses and burns energy. Doing push-ups will reverse this and improve muscle density. And number 5, push-ups ward off lower back injuries. Push-ups engage your entire core, which reduces pressure on your lower back. Now, if you're new to doing push-ups, you can always modify them by starting up higher. So you put your hands up on like the back of a bench and then do the push-ups from an incline position. And then as you get stronger, work yourself down till you're actually on the floor doing proper push-up. My book, Fitness, Walking, and Bodyweight Exercises, comes complete with a supplemental download with images of so many different variations of push-ups and all the other bodyweight exercises. Included with the book is the audiobook version that you can listen to while you walk, and I have an exclusive web page that I update periodically. Check back there for more information related to the book. It's available on Amazon in Kindle format and in paperback, so check that out. Also, for more information on the benefits of push-ups, here's my video here on the benefits of push-ups for a stronger body. So check that out to give you more information. Now, the last point in push-ups, about push-ups warding off lower back injury, that can't be overstated. Now, 80% of adults will face some type of lower back injury. Most will be a mild case of a sore back, a little bit of a strain from overuse. Or, like me, you might have a herniated disc, which is a much more serious problem, requires more care and maintenance to stay pain-free. Now, this leads me to my sponsor spot and Dr. Steve's Back Pain Breakthrough Program. Now, as I mentioned, back pain, and specifically the herniated disc that led me to walking, it's 4 years later. I still do daily exercises and maintenance because I do a lot of sitting while I'm preparing for the show, while I'm teaching, especially now during COVID. I'm in front of a computer screen with my students. I need to take care of my back. And doing Dr. Steve's program as daily exercises has been a must for me. This program is easy to implement and use every day. It just takes a few minutes, really. And it keeps me loose in areas in my lower back and actually the front of my body, which I didn't realize was a problem until I started this program. Now, I highly recommend you give this program a risk-free try. Now, whether you're currently suffering from back pain or you just want an effective preventive plan so you don't get into that 80% group of back pain sufferers, Back Pain Breakthrough is simple to do. It's an easy maintenance plan, and it's very different from anything I tried in the last 4 years. I could say with confidence that if I had access to this program 4 years ago, I would not have gone through the agony that I faced for 7 really tough months. So please avoid at all costs getting into that 80% of people who suffer lower back pain. Click the link below to Dr. Steve's Back Pain Breakthrough Program. Check it out for yourself risk-free. Now, P.S., I do make a commission if you purchase the product, but I would recommend it even without the commission. And today's recipes by Stacey. That's pancakes_Stacey on Instagram. Today's recipe is a cheesy penne and meatball pasta bake with spinach. This looks great. I actually can't wait to make it myself. Probably do it sometime during the week. Thank you again, Stacey, for all your help with this. For more recipes, check out, you can find Stacey at Instagram, or the link will be below. That's pancakes_Stacey on Instagram. Today's background image, it's right here. It's called Footbridge Beach at Ogunquit, Maine. My family and I vacationed in Ogunquit, and the place is gorgeous. Now, while the water is cold, and I mean cold, the people are warm and friendly. The walking routes around Ogunquit are excellent. The beach is wide, and in low tide, you could go way, way out there. In fact, you could set up a beach chair and stay way out, into the tidal plane, I guess it would be called. It's a much different experience than the Jersey Shore, where it's where I'm from, and, slope down to the beach and you're, that far into the water already at high tide. So the town is great, a lot of places to eat, a lot of stores to shop at. Also, there is the Marginal Way, which it's a path that skirts the Atlantic Ocean, above the Atlantic. Really cool. It was one of the first walking paths along the Atlantic that was built up in New England. I featured it in show number 3, so check that out. Also, if you have a vacation picture or story you'd like to share with the audience, send me an email at frank@walkingforhealthandfitness.com. Give me the picture, give me the story behind it, and I'll feature it back here. Okay, so I like taking pictures when I'm walking. I like taking pictures wherever I go. My quarterly e-magazine, I rebranded it as an e-magazine, Walking Inspiration, contains 2 pages of my walking images, along with informative walking and inspirational content. It comes out quarterly, and each quarter deals with the season that's coming up. So right now, the winter issue is available. Sign up on my mailing list, and that comes to you along with the get out the door routine. So I give you something in exchange for your email. That's how this all works. And again, as always, the link is in the description below. And walking tip number 2, safety on the road. Always carry a headlamp or a flashlight. Now, while the title of my website and first book is Walking for Health and Fitness, the most important piece of information is on your personal safety. In my books, websites, videos, the stuff I post online, okay? The number 1 safety feature is walk facing traffic. I talk about this in show 3. The second most important safety feature is to carry a flashlight, or better yet, a headlamp when you walk at night. Be seen, be safe. This will save your life. Now, when shopping for a headlamp or flashlight, keep these things in mind. Lumens, that word lumens, are a measure of the visible light emitted. It's a more accurate measurement of brightness than wattage. as different types of light produce different amounts of light for the same amount of power. Beam distance is how far that beam will reach, okay? A headlamp with a 100 m beam distance, or beam length they call it, will allow you to see for 100 meters ahead of you, okay? Which statistic is more important? Well, for me as a walker, the higher lumens is more important. I need to see what's directly in front of me, 10, 20 feet in front of me as I'm walking and seeing up ahead. Okay, I can see cracks in the sidewalk, uneven surfaces, potholes if I'm in the road. Shouldn't be in the road, but sometimes you have to be. Okay, so having a good headlamp will also allow cars coming ahead to see you. Make it easier on yourself. Make it easier for the cars to see you at night. It's very important. Also, carry it with you at all times, because if you walk late in the afternoon, you might get back more towards dusk. Having that headlamp really will help drivers see you and save your life. Be seen, be safe. Okay, next segment. This is what I call my steps segment. This is part 2. So to help you on your walking journey, keep the acronym STEPS, S-T-E-P-S, in mind. In this episode, we'll cover the letter T. Now, from my book, Walking for Health and Fitness, T stands for toes propel you forward. As you walk, push off your toes of the back foot. Okay, this will propel you forward towards your next step. Focus on your toes and focus on pushing off. Exaggerate this movement the first few times you try it. Okay, once you do it a while, that focus of actually giving that push off on that back toe, it becomes second nature. But that is what will propel you forward to your next step. Okay, too quick in your stride. Focus on a faster arm swing. Your legs will follow your arms. Okay. And combine them with the S and T in steps. So the S from last week is shorter, quicker stride. T today, toes will propel you forward. In next week's show, I'll talk about the letter E. So subscribe, get notified, and you'll know what E stands for next week. In this week's news item, over a 4-year period, a retiree recently walked enough miles that were equivalent to walking the Earth's circumference, and he never left his hometown. Vinod Bijaj of Limerick, Ireland, began walking as a weight loss exercise in 2016. He recently passed 24,901 miles, which is the circumference of the Earth. Bijaj simply began his walks as an easy way to lose some weight. All too often, we take walking as a form of exercise and weight loss for granted. Walking is great for weight loss. It's estimated that walking briskly for 45 minutes per day, just 4 times per week, is enough to lose 18 pounds a year, even without changing your diet. So, right after watching this video, get out on your daily walk, watch those extra pounds melt away. Now, if you're looking for an interesting read, check out my 16-year journey as I walked the perimeter of the United States. Well, I did it virtually. And it began as a way to track my running miles back when I was a runner, and a way to goof on my students. Later, the back injury led me to walking. So I would track my miles on physical maps that I posted in my classroom. I got those from AAA. Then along the route, and the initial route was from Palisades Park, New Jersey to Key West, Florida, right down Route 1. And the blog post tells you more of why it was that route. So on those physical maps, I would find along the way pictures, like Route 1 runs through Philadelphia. There's a picture of me running in front of the Liberty Bell. Route 1 runs through Baltimore. There's a picture of me running through Camden Yards, or where the Baltimore Orioles play. I'm running in front of the White House. I'm running a roadway race with Alan Webb, who is an Olympian. So I started in 2004, January 1st, 2004, and I finished it just this past June. So I finished the walk in June. So the original plan was to walk from the George Washington Bridge, 4 miles to Palisades Park High School, finish up the route, and I've, completed my perimeter walk 16 years, from 2004 to 2020. Anyway, you don't have to do that far of a virtual walk, but, hey, set a big goal. Why not? For support of your walking, consider joining a walking group, whether it's a physical group in your local area or a Facebook group. I run 2 of them. One is called Your First Walking Group. The other is Walk 1,000 Miles USA. So check those groups out. Again, links are in the description. Just a little motivation, a little oomph. You can share your stories, your information with other people. Get support. Let us celebrate your accomplishments. Let us help you through the low points. Inspirational quote number 2. I was on a Facebook live event hosted by author Hal Elrod. Now, he's the author of the best-selling book, The Miracle Morning. In the show, he was promoting the paperback release of his latest book, The Miracle Equation. So I typed in a question asking for a simple way to see the bigger picture in times of doubt. So at the 57-minute mark, he spoke directly to me, answered my question. So for inspirational quote number 2, I'm going to let Hal say it in his own words and how he answered me, because he answered me with a quote, which I thought would be perfect for you and the show.
Frank Ring again. Frank just wants to hear his name. I get it. All right. What one piece of advice would you give when I have that moment of doubt that what I am doing is not working at this moment, at this time? Long term, I know it will work out, but in times of doubt, what do you advise? Frank, for me, that's where my miracle equation affirmation comes into play. That's where unwavering faith comes into play. On the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. I think that was I don't know which general said that many decades ago. On the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. What that means to me is the fatigue I'm feeling right now, and fatigue could be tired, but fatigue to me could also be just, I'm feeling mental and emotional fatigue. I'm not motivated. I'm not excited right now. I'm not whatever, right? Fatigue could be anything that is the counter to the emotional state that you need to feel, right? The energy state that you need to feel to move forward. So on the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. That means that the fatigue I'm feeling now, I won't be feeling on the day of victory, the day that I achieve that goal, when I finally reach the point in my life I've been working so hard for so long. And so that is a paradigm for me. On the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. That is a paradigm that reminds me that it's all worth it. That the discomfort I'm feeling now, the fatigue I'm feeling now is all worth it, because on the day of victory, this won't matter. But if I don't do it, if I don't push through the fatigue, if I don't push through the lack of motivation, if I don't push through the fear, then I'll never get to see the day of victory. And that will matter. That will suck, right?
So I just had to play that for the show. That quote is now hanging on my wall. There's a picture of it on the wall. Thank you, Hal. Really appreciate that. And check out Hal's book, The Miracle Equation. The link is in the description. And if you're not familiar with Hal's first book, The Miracle Morning, I highly recommend you read it and follow its principles of getting up a little bit earlier each morning, having a routine. Hal has his routine that he teaches. It's called SAVERS. It's an acronym, SAVERS. It is a great routine. It's made a world of difference in how I work each day, and more importantly, my outlook on life, because of what I plan on doing going forward. And we'll wrap this up with your next step. So number 1, download the show notes and print out the inspirational quotes from Jack Welsh, Control Your Own Destiny or Someone Else Will, and from Hal Elrod, well, not from him, but he said this proverb, on the day of victory, no fatigue is felt. Number 2, begin doing push-ups on your next walk. Number 3, don't be part of that 80% group of back pain sufferers. Try Dr. Steve's back pain breakthrough program risk-free. Number 4, make Stacey's recipe, cheesy penne and meatball pasta baked with spinach. Number 5, the background image was Ogunquit Beach, Footbridge Beach. Send me your images and description. I'll put them on the show. Number 6, walking tip number 2, purchase a headlamp or flashlight when you walk in the evenings. Very important. Number 7, focus on the push-off, as in T, from steps. Toes propel you forward. Number 8, from Walking News, begin your virtual walk and check out my blog post about what I did for 16 years. Number 9, check out Hal's book, The Miracle Equation, and his other books, The Miracle Morning. You won't be disappointed with these books. They are outstanding. Number 10, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, so you'll know what E stands for next week. Number 11, this is 7 down, 45 to go. So for more walking information, I have 3 books that'll get you covered. Walking for Health and Fitness, Fitness Walking and Bodyweight Exercises, and Walking Inspiration. I've got you covered, body and soul. So I'll see you next week. This is Frank for Walking for Health and Fitness and your weekly walking tips and inspiration. Walk on.